Students, the story continues. The first part is over. What was it? A person buys a second-hand article. He is finding somebody's letter in it. He got the address. He came to know who is the particular person described in it. Now, he is reading the letter. Even though he knows that it is not a nice part on the part of a culture that somebody's letter should not be read. Still, curiosity makes him. Curiosity means eager to know the things. He opens the letter and reading. Let us read that because the narrator is given to us. It is written, part 2, the letter. Dearest Connie, I write you in much happier frame of my mind because something wonderful has just happened that I must tell you about at once. We were all standing to our trenches yesterday morning, Christmas morning. That means this is written on Christmas morning, December 25 of 1914. And they are in the trenches. What's the meaning of this trench? In the coming slide you will get it. Basically, trenches are known to all the army personnel and the police forces. Maybe some of the people who got trained in NCC may be knowing what are trenches. What are trenches are basically, it is small pit is dug inside the soil and the boundaries are covered with the same soil a little higher from the normal surface so that when attacks or bullets or anything occurs, all of a sudden they jump into this and hide to protect themselves. And from there, slowly use other articles to see what is happening outside and accordingly react. So it is a safety measures that they are taking in the war field where opposing enemies are attacking them. Such as pits which is made on the war field is called trenches. You will get the real words in the next slide. It was crisp and quiet all about, as beautiful as morning as I have ever seen, as cold and frosty as the Christmas morning should be. I should like to be able to tell you that we began it, but the truth, I am ashamed to say, is that Fritz began it. First, someone saw a white flag waving from the trenches opposite. And it is written, what is crisp? I don't have to say, you people are very good in eating biscuits, rusk, many other items which are very crispy. What is the crispy? Real meaning is dry and brittle. Again, don't ask me what is that brittle. You have to ask your science teacher. I will just give an idea. If you take a glass, it's so hard, but one touch somewhere, it breaks. That particular quality is called actually brittleness in science. Hard, but easy to break. But there are some material, science teacher will be telling you, that they are hard as well as it will not break. That does not come under the category of brittleness. So brittle means very hard, but easy to break. Best example, your mirror. One touch with a hard object, it will be in pieces. That is called brittleness. So what has happened? Let me see. It was an ordinary morning or a better morning. Like every Christmas morning, it was cold enough, frost enough, and everything was good. And I am ashamed to say that it all started from there. We saw a white flag waving from the opposite trench. Our soldiers are here, other side opposite enemies sitting in the trench. From one of the trench, one white flag is waving like this. And it was started by Fritz. What is this Fritz? Wait, we will come in the next slide. Strange friends at Warfield. I have given the heading like that to make you understand what happens here. Let me read. Then they were calling out to us from across no man's land. Happy Christmas, Tommy. Happy Christmas. When we had got over the surprise, some of us shouted back, same to you, Fritz. Same to you. I thought that would be that. I thought that would be that. Underline that word in your mind. We all did. But then suddenly one of them was up there in his grey greatcoat and waving a white flag. So really what happened is that there was a white flag from the trench coming up like this, and Happy Christmas, Tommy. Suddenly these people also said, Happy Christmas, Fritz. What is this Tommy and Fritz? Here we have to learn something. There are some nicknames for each and every person given by parents, friends, and others. You might be giving some names to me, all other teachers in your group. But there are some names which are well famous among the people. For example, in social media, if you see, the Malayalis of Kerala are called Mallus. It's a funny name, I do agree. And you know what you people are called as? Do you have any idea? Any guess? Any wild guess? Good Jews. I have seen in social media. Like that, each state has got some name. Like that, this Tommy as well as Fritz are the nickname used by some country people at the time of World War I. Who is this Tommies are? Basically, any young person, gentle person from England are called Tommies. Any English person. Hi Tommy. It shows that person is an English person. And who are these Fritz? The well-known name in Germany. Any Germans you can call even today. Germans are greeted as Fritz. Hi Fritz. If somebody is selling to another one, that person who is getting the greeting is a German one. So Germans are basically called as Fritz, and English people are basically called as Tommy. Don't shoot lads, someone shouted it, and no one did it. Then there was another Fritz. Another Fritz means another German. Upon the parapet and another. Keep your head down. I told the men, it is a trick, but it wasn't. But I was little worried. When they said, Happy Christmas, Tommy, we also said, Happy Christmas. They started coming up. One by one they started coming up. Then I thought something tricky is going to happen. They want us to come out of the trench so that they can shoot and kill us. I thought like that, but not. It didn't happen like that. Something else has happened. This is what I am writing to you. You see a letter written by a person to his wife from the war field. The day, Christmas Day. It was frosty and cold. Everything was nice. Like any other Christmas day, it was like that. A white flag coming out, telling, Hi, Happy Christmas, Tommy. Replied. More and more white flags are coming and telling, don't shoot, don't shoot. We are just wishing. Wished, but still I doubted. The army man in my inside told it might be a trick, but it wasn't. One of the German was waving a bottle above his head. One of the German person was waving a bottle above the head like this, showing some symptom. It is a Christmas day, Tommy. We have snaps, we have sausage, we meet you. Yes? By this time, there were dozens of them walking towards us across no man's land and not a rifle between them. Underline this word, rifle, you might be knowing. Little Private Morris was the first up. Come on boys, what are we waiting for? And then there was no stopping them. I was the officer. It is written, a common name for English soldiers, Tommy, that I explained, but I am just telling here what exactly happened. The moment this English people told, Happy Christmas, and they were just waiting, many German soldiers came out from the trenches. They started coming to us with a bottle on the head and telling, we have snaps. It's a kind of drink. Some little alcoholic drink, maybe because of the cold or maybe the enjoyment they are doing. They have sausages. And why we are waiting for? Let us enjoy the Christmas. Imagine two people on the enemy side, one from England and one from German side. And the enemy people are inviting the soldiers of the opposite team is telling, come let us enjoy the Christmas. I was shocked. I don't know what to do. But by the time, my soldiers, they started it. And nobody could control it. And this movement is taking place in no man's land. no man's land. I will let you know, I will explain in the next slide. Let us go back. Making peace in war. Here, the story is changing in the letter. That is why he is writing this letter specially. On the day of Christmas, two enemy soldiers are meeting, waving the flag, telling we will share the sausages and other things, and they are coming forward. Even before the officer could do something, they came together in no man's land, and they are making peace. I should have spotted them there and then, I suppose, but the truth is that it never even occurred to me. I should. All along their line and ours, I could see men walking slowly towards one another, grey coats, khaki coats, meeting in the middle, and I was one of them. I was part of this. In the middle of the war, we were making peace. So, Jim is telling, the man who is writing the letter is Jim. He's an officer. He's telling, I should have stopped it. I'm the officer. I should have stopped it. I should have known it. But even inside me, that sense didn't come. Maybe the Christmas or something changed me and didn't come to me. So what did I do? I let it happen. Let them enjoy. I was not able to control them. My soldiers, opposite enemy soldiers, are coming to no man's land. They are started enjoying. You know how it is? You'll come to know. You cannot imagine, dearest Connie, my feeling as I looked into the eyes of the Fritz officer who approached me, hand outstretched. Hans Wolf, he said, gripping my hand warmly and holding it. I am from Dusseldorf. Play the cello in the orchestra. Happy Christmas. The officer of this German army came, and his name is telling Hans Wolf. My name is Hans Wolf. He shook the hand and told, I play cello. What is a cello? What is meant by cello? You would have seen violin. People hold it on the hand and play. Many violinists you would have seen in any orchestra or any other program in the TV and all you can see. But there is another type of violin. It's also a violin only. It's big in size, cannot be held in the hand, which we keep it in the ground, sit on a table or chair, and holding the tip part where you have to play your finger, and with the other one, you play the string. The tone will be going on, and you are playing with the second hand here, and just playing, sitting on a table or a chair. Such a big violin or violin-like instrument is called cello. So he is telling, even though I am a soldier, I used to play cello in the church. So he is telling, I believe in church, I am a Christian, I play cello in the church. Happy Christmas to you. This is what he is telling. Connie, I could not control. He is coming, hugging, shaking the hand and telling, my name is Hans Wolf. I play cello in the church. Captain Jim McPherson, I replied, and happy Christmas to you. I'm a school teacher from Dorset in the west of England. So Jim told, before coming to army, even I am a school teacher. See, the story is very apt to you. One of the school teacher is going on the war field, that too as an officer. He's going and he's telling happy Christmas to the enemy. The enemy army people, he is giving the vision, telling, I am Jim McPherson from Dorset in the west of England. I belong to the western side of the England, a place called Dorset. I belong to there and I'm a school teacher. Suddenly the reply from there, Dorset? He smiled. I know this place. I know it very well. We shared my rum ration and his excellent sausage. And we talked, Connie, how we talked. Connie, you don't know how we talked. We were enemies, sitting in the trenches and waiting for our turn to kill the enemy. But in the Christmas morning, after a certain time, what I saw was a white flag. Christmas, happy Christmas. We also said happy Christmas. One person with the bottle on the head coming out. One after one, many are coming. I thought it is a trick. But it was not. By the time they came to no man's land, my people also went to no man's land. Now I will explain what is meant by this no man's land. Between countries, when the borders are there, They leave some place between the boundaries of the country specifically to see that a particular land which does not belong to anyone, does not belong to any country, any person, nothing. It is nobody's land. Every land, when they are sharing with another one the border, for example, India, Pakistan, India, Nepal, everywhere in the border, within their boundary, within our boundary, we live happily. We have our own boundary fencing or whatever it is. And between two fencing, there will be some land. With the mutual understanding of two governments and states, we will be having some land which is not belonging to anyone in the world, which is called no man's land. If you have a doubt, you can ask your geography teacher how the sea is also covered like that. In the sea also they have some limitation. Up to certain part, it's my part of the sea. Up to certain part, it is your part. In between, nobody's part. Same way, when the land is continuously going, land doesn't have any boundaries. People make boundaries. Between Pakistan and India, there is no boundary made by God or nature. It is made by people. It is up to here, it is India, and up to there, it is Pakistan. In between, there is nobody's land. But you may be thinking, nobody's land, no, we can go and have it. Sorry, nobody is allowed to go there. So understand what is no man's land. So all these functions between enemy soldiers are taking place in no man's land. They are coming to the no man's land. Our soldiers are going there. I am going there. He is coming, shaking hand and understanding. And he also said, I know Dorset. It's a beautiful place, all that he's talking. And Connie, I cannot say what was happening. So understood this? The remaining part of the letter is coming in the next video. Clear? Read it properly. Wait.